Deep within an uncharted jungle, a river cuts through the earth like a secret. For centuries, legends spoke of a lost city. They called it Xylos, a place built by a people who vanished without a trace. Local guides would speak of it only in hushed tones. They said the air there grew cold, that strange lights flickered between the ancient trees at night. Most believed it was just a story, a myth to scare away outsiders. But myths often have a sliver of truth buried inside them, a kernel of reality waiting to be uncovered. And the myth of Xylos was more real than anyone could have imagined. We are standing at the edge of that myth today, December 8th, 2025. The jungle air is thick. It's heavy with the smell of damp earth and decay. But beneath that, there is something else. The scent of stone, of something ancient and man-made. The people who lived here were known as the Xylans. They were said to be masters of the sun and stars. They understood the world in ways we are only now beginning to grasp. Their knowledge was their power. But it was also their greatest secret, a secret they took with them to the grave, or so the stories go. Our team pushed through the final curtain of vines, and then we saw it. Xylos. It wasn't a myth, it was real. Stone towers reached for the sky, draped in green. Carved faces stared out from the walls, their expressions unreadable. This was a civilization that disappeared at the peak of its power. No signs of war, no evidence of a struggle. They were here one day, and gone the next. It's a puzzle that has baffled historians for generations. What could make an entire population simply evaporate? The jungle held its breath, and so did we. The mystery of the Xylans is not just about where they went, it's about who they were. These were not primitive people living in mud huts. They were astronomers, engineers, and artists. Every stone here tells a story of a complex society with a deep connection to the cosmos. They watched the heavens with an obsession. They charted the movements of planets we wouldn't discover for thousands of years. They built a world that mirrored the sky, but every story has an ending, and the ending of the Xylan story is the most compelling chapter of all. The city of Xylos is an architectural marvel. The central pyramid is built from a unique golden-hued stone. We call it sunstone. At dawn, the entire structure seems to catch fire. It glows with an internal light. The Xylans engineered their city to be a clock. A massive, celestial calendar. Shadows cast by the great towers would fall on specific markers telling them when to plant, when to harvest, and when to perform their most sacred rituals. Their daily life was tied directly to the sun, the moon, and the stars. They lived by a cosmic rhythm. Life here was vibrant. We found marketplaces filled with fossilized grains and pottery. We see evidence of a people who valued community. Homes were built in clusters, around shared courtyards. Art was everywhere, not just in the grand temples, but on everyday objects. A simple water jug is decorated with intricate star charts. A child's toy is carved in the shape of a distant constellation. This shows a society where knowledge of the universe was not limited to the priests or the elite. It was part of their very culture, woven into the fabric of their existence. Their rituals were what truly set them apart. We discovered a chamber deep beneath the main pyramid. We call it the Chamber of Echoes. The walls are covered in carvings, not of gods or kings, but of sound waves, strange patterns that modern acousticians are still trying to decipher. During a solstice, the sun would strike a crystal at the center of the room. It would have created a low, resonant hum, a frequency that vibrated through the entire city. Was this a form of communication? A way to connect with their environment? Or something else entirely? This chamber hints at their greatest achievement. The Xylans weren't just observing the cosmos, they were trying to interact with it. The carvings suggest they believed certain sounds could influence the physical world, that they could resonate with the very fabric of the universe. It sounds like science fiction, but the evidence is here, carved in stone. They were on the verge of a discovery that could have changed everything, a power that modern science can only dream of. But with great power comes great risk, and the sky they loved so much was about to turn against them. The downfall of Xylos was not swift. It began with a warning they saw written in the stars. In the upper levels of the Sunstone Pyramid, we found a different kind of carving. The star charts become frantic, hasty. There is a new object in their sky. A celestial body they'd never seen before. It looks like a comet, but their drawings show it behaving erratically. It changes direction. It pulses with light. This was no ordinary rock hurtling through space. It was something else. And it terrified them. This visitor in the sky seems to correspond with a period of great upheaval. The climate changed rapidly. Our geological samples show evidence of sudden catastrophic floods followed by a prolonged drought. The cosmic clockwork of their city was thrown into chaos. The shadows no longer fell on the right markers. The seasons they had relied on for centuries became unpredictable. The sky, once their source of knowledge and stability, had become their greatest enemy. The Xylans, masters of order, were now facing a universe of chaos. The people grew desperate. The sacred rituals in the Chamber of Echoes became more frequent. The carvings on the walls change. They are no longer about harmony and resonance. They depict a struggle, a desperate attempt to use their acoustic technology to fight back, to push this celestial anomaly away. Did they believe they could use sound to move an object in space? Did they try to create a massive sonic wave? A shield to protect their world? It was a gamble on a scale that is hard to comprehend. A civilization betting its very existence on a radical, unproven theory. The final entries in their stone records are the most chilling. The carvings become simpler, almost crude. They show the object in the sky getting larger, brighter, and then they show the people of Xylos gathering at the base of the Great Pyramid. They are all looking up. They are not running. They are not fighting. They are waiting. The last carving is not of the object in the sky. It is a single, perfect symbol of a sound wave, an echo, radiating outwards into emptiness. And then, the carvings stop. The story ends. So, what happened to the Xylans? There is no evidence of a cosmic impact. The city is intact. There are no mass graves. It's as if they were all called to the pyramid for a final gathering, and then they simply vanished. Did their desperate last-ditch effort work? Did they succeed in their attempt to harness the power of sound on a cosmic scale? Perhaps their sonic weapon didn't push the object away. Perhaps it did something far stranger. Something they never intended. It's a question that hangs heavy in the silent air of Xylos. One radical theory suggests they didn't fail at all. They succeeded, just not in the way they planned. What if their technology wasn't a weapon? What if it was a doorway? The carvings show a sound wave radiating outward. Some scientists on our team believe they may have converted their entire population into some form of energy, a vibration, a signal sent out into the cosmos, escaping the disaster that was about to befall their planet. It's an incredible idea. But in a city built on impossible science, can we rule anything out? The alternative is more sobering. Perhaps their experiment was a catastrophic failure. Did they accidentally open a portal to nowhere? Did they tear a hole in the fabric of their own reality, wiping themselves from existence in an instant? Maybe the final sound wave was not a signal, but a scream, an echo of their own destruction that still reverberates through this valley. We may never know the answer. The Xylans remain a ghost story, a whisper on the wind. Their city is a tombstone for a people we never knew. The mystery of Xylos is more than just a historical puzzle. It is a lesson, a powerful reminder. The Xylans reached for the stars. They pushed the boundaries of knowledge further than anyone had before. But they may have reached too far, too fast. Their story teaches us that ambition and wisdom must walk hand in hand. As we continue to unlock the secrets of our own universe, we must remember the people of Xylos. We must learn from their silent, empty city. History is filled with warnings. We just have to be willing to listen to the echoes.